If you're always the strong friend, but you feel low-key resentful, this is for you. Welcome back to Black Girls UnMasking. I'm Tamika, and on this channel, I help Black neurodivergent women navigate life and work on their terms. By the end of this video, you'll recognize some patterns that drain you in friendships and how to protect your energy. So if that kind of support is helpful to you, go ahead and subscribe. So let's talk about this pattern, the overgiving trap. You become the fixer, the therapist, the planner. I've been guilty of that one. But you feel responsible for everybody else's comfort. You don't ask for much, but then you feel unseen. If those patterns are hitting with you, here's something you can do to protect your energy. And here's an example of how I've done this in my personal relationships. Because whenever someone got ready to plan an event or get together, I was the one making the reservations. I was the one making sure everybody had a calendar invite. I was the one doing all those things. So I've learned before I commit to something, before I say yes, take a pause. Sometimes it's so innate in us to just be helpful and give to others that we forget to protect our own energy as well. So the next time you feel the need to jump in, I'm going to encourage you to pause. And maybe after pausing, you'll get to a place where you say no, or maybe it is a yes, but it's a lighter yes. So instead of fully committing and taking on everything, maybe there's a portion that you can do by saying, you know what, I can do X, but I can't do Y. One thing that comes up for me, for my friends that have kids, when they ask me to babysit, girl, I can't babysit. But what I can do is if you need some funds to help you with that, I can do that. See how that works? Try it and see how it works for you. How about this next one? The unspoken rules. You know those communications and friendship that want you to read between the lines? Or they want you to pick the right tone or show up the right way? One example is group text and how all that's supposed to work. You ever been in a group text and by the end it felt like it was wearing you out because there was constant chatter going on? And although I can be a chatterbox in person, over text, not so much. If you're anything like me, you're exhausted and you're masking just to get along. So the next time you find yourself in one of these situations, whether it be over text, in person, over the phone, here's how you can protect your energy. Name your style. I'm the one that will tell when I exchange my phone number with people and they're like, okay, girl, I'm gonna text you. I'll tell them, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a big texter. So if you text me, just know you might not get an immediate response back. Or if a friend is venting to you and then after they vent, they're like, aren't you gonna help me? Let them know. I need you to be clear. What do you need? Advice or support? Let me know, because those read in between the line messages don't really land with me. So I need you to be clear, sis. What do you need from me? And this last one is a big one, because as you start to make changes in those relationships, AKA setting boundaries, you may either get the friend who accepts it or the friend that gives you backlash. And here's how you'll know. When you finally speak up, you'll either get distance, shade, or silence. Pay attention to how that person's moving when you start setting those boundaries. It will tell you a lot about where your relationship stands, especially if someone treats the boundary like a personal attack. I've had that happen to me. Oh, you're never available because I didn't pick up the phone as soon as someone called in the middle of the day, or not even considering maybe I'm in the middle of something. And in the past, I would have shrunk just in order to keep the peace. But when I started making those changes in relationships, I usually got one of the responses that I mentioned before. So if you're falling into this trap, it's okay, because at any point you can change it starting today. Here's how you can protect your peace. When you start setting that boundary is information, not negotiation. And then watch who respects it versus who weaponizes it. So here's an example. You're supposed to meet up with girlfriends for drinks. And when that day comes, you decide your energy level is just not there. But the people pleaser, and you may want to go ahead and push through to be there because you already committed. I've been guilty. A healthy friend will check in with you. Hey sis, you all right? They won't automatically assume or jump to conclusions saying that you're uncommittal or you're never available. A draining friend will disappear or silence you, or worse, give you shade. Clock that as information, not drama. So here are 3 of those drains that might be getting into you in relationships. So we talked about overgiving, the unspoken rules, and the boundary backlash. And you can protect your energy by giving those lighter yeses, or just an outright no. Leading with clarity in conversations and checking in to make sure this is what you're understanding and what you're hearing. And then from there, letting people show you who they are. And from there, you'll know where your relationship stands. So if this hit, you're not broken, sis. You're patterned. So out of the ones that I mentioned, which one drained you? Hit me up in the comments below. And if you want next steps or more support, check the description below this video. So that's it for today's video. If it hit with you, go ahead and like this video and subscribe so you'll be notified when the next video drops. And keep doing that work, sis. You're doing amazing because we're unmasking together. See you soon.